Much of your happiness will be determined by how you're able to navigate the bread and circus that is fed to you in this life. Now, when I'm talking about bread and circus, I'm talking about, sports, entertainment, soap operas, celebrities, gossip, etc. These are things that many of us indulge in, and we indulge in them for a reason. And a lot of the time, it is based on us finding meaning and purpose within them. And when we strip it back, that meaning and purpose is what we've assigned to other people to bring us this happiness, this joy, this sense of, you know, direction in life. However, we're outsourcing that instead of internally taking our own internal navigation systems to direct our lives and be happy and fulfilled within ourselves. Now, for instance, I'm a football fan and I do support a team, but I'm not fanatical about that team. Once upon a time when I was younger, yes, I was very much a big Liverpool fan. But then it dawned on me that I was idolizing people that just because I loved football and somehow wanted to be like them or be in their position, that they were of more meaning and value to me than my own life. I remember a final that Liverpool got to, and I cried. And you see it nowadays as well when there's a new euphoric moment and people are crying because either their team may have lost, they got relegated, they lost the final, they won, they go to parades, etc. And we're experiencing it with all these sporting events that are taking place: the NBA finals, Premier League, Champions League finals, the World Cup taking place. And I get it. I get it that when you put a sense of meaning into and you invest, especially financially as well, and there's a history behind it where maybe a family member has introduced you to the sport, to the team. There's a history going back of, family members going to the games and you remember your first game, etc. There's meaning behind it. You place that meaning on it. But a lot of the time, again, like I mentioned before, is that we're outsourcing to something that we can't control. And we're idolizing people that we don't know. We're idolizing people that just because they may have a particular skill that we would potentially want to have and live in a lifestyle that we would want to have, that we somehow believe that these people are gods. And we look beyond ourselves to be those gods, to create something magical, a great contribution ourselves to our people, those that really mean something to us. We get lost in the source. And this is sports. This is everything sports. This is, whether we invest our time in watching Netflix shows, we revere actors, actresses, musicians, and in particular, in particular music genres, we're idolizing people that are giving us a negative narrative and exploiting that and feeding that into communities which destroy communities. It destroys homes, it destroys lives. And one thing that I noticed from looking at these parades that people go to. So when their team wins, and of late, I don't know why, but there's been a lot of destructive, degenerate behavior within these parades. Don't get me wrong, the majority of people that go to these parades are, going there for the enjoyment and the indulging in or engaging in the energy and the vibe of the environment. And there are others that are just being completely destructive, disruptive, and outright degenerate. And in the a mass of people that attend these parades, you would think that they would turn out for more meaningful, you know, important, imperative, societal issues that are taking place, but they don't. They come out to support these idols that make millions, that have a lifestyle that you may never achieve just because they've won. What do you get back from them winning? Aside from that sense of maybe being a small part of it, maybe just being a fan, but you get no real return. No real return on your time, no real return on your investment. There was a time where I went to watch Liverpool and I took the coach up there with the other Liverpool members, basically, fan members. And it was a midweek game. I took time off work. When I don't work, I don't get paid, contracting, etc. So then the game was relatively decent. You know, sometimes you look at the game and you think, do you know what, I could have done what some of these athletes did if I was conditioned to do so. The game ended, it was around 10 o'clock. Time extended where you're having to get back to the coach, etc. Gather all the other members across the stadium to get back to the coach. So now we're going into, midnight, etc. Bus leaves and I'm thinking, this is really late. It's going to be a 3.5 hour journey back to my hometown. And it dawned on me that I've invested all this time, I've invested all this money, yet the players who finished about 3 hours ago, getting their Lambos, getting their Ferraris, getting their Porsches, and they're home within half an hour. Whilst I'm on this bus, trying to sleep, wishing I'm home, it's cold. And that's the reality of investing time, money, effort to go and watch these millionaires that are so revered. Yeah, my pockets are much, 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 much slimmer. It doesn't make sense to me. So therefore, what I'm saying is the worship, the idolization of these people, I understand it to a degree, but at the same time, we need to look at ourselves individually as gods, as kings, as idols, as people that can make significant contribution to this world, to this life, to other people, rather than us projecting that on those outside of us who couldn't give a ish about you. We need to take back control of our lives. We need to look at ourselves, look at our communities, look at us as individuals, and realize that we are the ones. They should have our names on their back. They should be investing in us. It should be the other way around. None of this going up for signatures, etc. Why? Why put that outside of you? Why idolize people that can bleed like you, can be taken off this earth just like you? No way. No more. Let's be the kings. Let's be the gods. Let's be the ones. Peace.